Yeah, this video will be split into 5 sections, but I will not spoil them for you. So let the music begin and have fun. Section 1, a hot summer. Imagine this. You live in a tiny one-room apartment which is turning into a microwave because of the summer heat. Doing anything feels exhausting, and there's this feeling that something is wrong. You just spent your birthday with your girlfriend, but have the sudden realization that you cannot stay in this relationship. You want to make it work, but just can't. Hiding these thoughts doesn't work, and talking about them seems to just make it worse. So I decide to break up, and just like that, I was alone. Suddenly my phone rang. It was Sven. How are you? Are you down to come out and have a drink? I'm in town for a couple of days and want to ask you about something. Sure, I said, not thinking anything about it. 30 minutes later, Sven and some friends were waiting in front of my apartment building, ready to pick me up. We drove to a bar next to the river and drank some beers, whilst I told them about my breakup and showed them my new tattoo. Then he said, "Look, I just wanted to talk to you for a special reason. I received some funding and wanted to ask if you're down to make a video game with me." Without hesitation, I was like, "Oh hell yeah, bro," while being very, very well aware that this would force me to quit college. Section 2, the grind. The funding Sven received was meant to help us create a prototype. Every week we had some calls with mentors who told us which parts of our game are horrible and need to change. So we just kept on working more and more as we could see the game take shape into something that we can be proud of. During this time I had an appointment with a psychiatrist and found out that I'm on the autism spectrum. Wow. This solved a lot of mysteries for me and helped me understand why my relationship ended up being unhealthy for both. But I didn't have time for these thoughts. I just kept working. We used the prototype to apply for a scholarship and actually got in. Our new goal was to found a company and develop a fully functional video game that we could actually sell. Everything seemed to get better, but I started feeling worse and lost a lot of weight. My brother is an actor and got a job on a cruise ship, so my parents and I decided to come visit him for a week. Section 3, the break. 8 months have passed and I successfully distracted myself with working on the game. But suddenly I was on a ship in the ocean with no possibility to work or distract myself. I was confronted by a mountain of emotions and memories that I must process. I often sat on the balcony and just watched the waves while smoking way too many cigarettes. I noticed how thick dark circles formed around my eyes, how my hair is longer than ever before and how my muscles shrunk. I realized that if I can't take care of myself, that I would not be able to take care of the game that I'm working on. I realized that I need to change. So I shaved off my beard and just started thinking about everything that I was trying to ignore. I used the holiday situation to start a routine of having a big breakfast, lunch and dinner. The muscles can come later. So I spent the rest of my time on the ship with my parents, eating food and exploring the coastal region of Norway each time we stopped at a port. But I started getting this feeling that I would snap back to bad habits as soon as I returned to my one-room apartment. So I decided to move back to my parents' house. Section 4. Taking a step back. Moving back was definitely the best choice I could have made at this time of my life. I helped my dad with the bees and carried all the heavy stuff that my parents couldn't carry. In return, I got free lunch, free dinner and a place to live without paying rent. This helped me out a lot. I gained 8 kilograms in weight, 12 more until I got my old weight back. Smoking cigarettes in the garden is way better for my health than smoking them in a tiny room. And watching tiny critters walk everywhere reminded me of my childhood. Life on the countryside feels so much easier than life in the city, but I'm well aware that this is because I'm very lucky to have parents that own a house and are actually nice people that don't destroy my life, but try to improve it. So I started working again. Suddenly I was much more efficient and didn't have to hide my feelings from myself. I could finally do my job whilst processing everything that I felt, but I still smoke way too many cigarettes. Section 5. Nothing or everything has changed. A couple months of hard work passed again, and we applied for a booth at Gamescom. We were sure not to get it, but somehow the answer we received was a yes. In absolute disbelief, we immediately stopped development and started preparing for Gamescom. We have never been there before, but wanted to make sure that our booth was a fun place to be. We went to the DevCon with friends who are also developers and part of the same scholarship. It was great to feel professional and to share that feeling with people who are friends disguised as colleagues. At the end of DevCon, we went to a party and got very drunk. So our first day at Gamescom was accompanied by a hangover. This didn't matter to me. It felt like we made it. Being able to watch people play our game and answering all the questions that the guests had was the most rewarding feeling I've ever felt in my life. It showed me that my hard work was worth it. For 5 long days we stood there, talking to people and showcasing our game from sunrise to sunset. Our legs hurt so bad and we barely found any time for food or cigarettes, but that didn't matter. We knew that this would also pass and that we must cherish every second. Now that I'm back, I realized that in this 1 year, almost every aspect of my life has changed. I still got my old friends, but I made new ones, and I'm working hard to improve my life and the lives of my loved ones. Loneliness is still by my side, and the way that I feel didn't really change either, but I have found strength which helps me endure these emotions until I can finally overcome them. Some time ago I heard somebody say, "Find what you love and let it consume you." I really like this saying because it doesn't come with an empty promise. It just helps you keep going until you reach your destination. I want to say thanks to my good friend Filico for letting me use his music for this video. You can find a link to his Spotify in the description. And also thanks to all the people that support and believe in us. You guys are the reason that our game is in development. Since this is a personal video, I didn't advertise our game, but I kinda have to. Since Steam wish lists are worth gold. Our game is called Garden Inc. and will be releasing next year. A link to that Steam page is also in the description. Thanks for listening to my emotional yapping and see you guys next time. Bye bye.